No matter if you're a new fan or an old fan, we can all agree that Pokemon definitely has a rock, paper, scissors atmosphere around it. Now, me being the overanalytical person that I am, what I'm going to be doing is giving the actual logical explanation behind each type's weaknesses or strengths. Why? Because I have nothing better to do. Basically, what I'm going to be doing is using real life scenarios, mythology, and metaphors to describe all that is Pokemon. Feel free to include any of your theories on the typings in the comments below, and this should be a buttload of fun, so sit back and enjoy this truly creative episode of More to the Lore Pokemon Edition. Currently, the newest releases of Pokemon are Scarlet and Violet, so we have a total of 18 different Pokemon types we are going to be investigating. First up, we have the spoon-bending, mind-manipulating typing of Psychic. Psychic beats Poison and Fighting. Specifically Poison, if you ever wondered why exactly, I'd like to propose one simple idea. The placebo effect. The placebo effect is a mental phenomenon in which the brain may have positive or negative effects, specifically damage or even healing itself based on the mind's perception of what's going on. People have literally treated illnesses based on taking placebo pills, and they are usually used so that doctors who are testing medicine can A, have a control to prove that the science works, or B, see if a patient's dilemma is purely psychological. Going over to the fighting advantage, Psychic beats Fighting, and that comes from a stereotypical scenario of brain versus brawn. In our modern world, a well-developed intelligence or mental state is more valued in society for modern problems. So going with the brain over brawn metaphor, you get why Psychic beats Fighting. Looking at three of Psychic's weaknesses, we have Ghost, Bug, and Dark types. Psychic can be thought of as weak to Ghost from the relation between ghosts and mental possession, or mediums performing acts in which they speak with the other side and losing themselves in that process. Following the same kind of thinking, we can conclude that Bug and Dark beat Psychic because these are both major fears that people have. Not only that, but they are known fears specifically to children, the primary demographic of the series, making it extremely easy to remember those ones. I mean, what kid isn't afraid of the dark at night or monsters under their bed, and then on top of that, all the people out there with arachnophobia. Now, normal types are special in that they do normal damage across the board for most of the types in the game. This applies to everything except for Rock, Steel, and Ghost. In this circumstance, it's a little more lenient, but I see Rock and Steel types in this case to be seen to represent the different stone and various metal ages of technology advancement. Not trumping, but being kind of resistant to those with normal attacks. Think about a normal caveman versus a caveman in the Stone Age or somebody that's in the Bronze, Iron, or whatever the heck else age. And then normal has zero effect towards or from ghost types. You can view this as ghosts and mortals tend to pass through one another. Now, of course, you have the ghostly possession angle, but that relation seems to be reserved for those who would actively seek out to speak to the deceased. Now, fighting is strong against normal in the way that a martial artist is more experienced than the untrained. That's very simple to remember, very easy to grasp. Continuing with fighting types, Fighting, of course, defeats Rock, Normal, Steel, Ice, and Dark types. You can remember this by thinking of how martial artists break bricks or rocks or ice to show their ability and technique. Steel you can relate to weightlifting, and Dark typing I'd like to think of martial artists who maybe blindfold themselves to show their prowess. It's kind of like, I'm not afraid of the dark, I was born in the dark, you simply adapted to it. Or like Neo when he loses his vision in the Matrix, so he's blindfolded and he still can use all the coolness, Flying is another weakness to fighting, but we're going to focus on the weaknesses of flying because I can't really explain that one. But flying's weaknesses are fun to explore, such as the weakness to ice results from birds who fly south during the winter to prevent freezing of their wings at high altitudes. And I mean, overall winter conditions just aren't that favorable for birds. The weakness to electric can be explained by the possibility of being struck mid-air by lightning, turning them into crispy airborne fried chicken. I don't think chickens fly though, to be completely honest. Then obviously ground type moves don't affect flying considering they aren't in contact with the earth. Then bug and grass types are defeated due to birds feeding on insects and berries. Simple. Poison beats grass in relation to the use of things like weed killers. Ground beat poison. I like to think of that one because, if you're ever trying to purify water, you can use ground water and it kind of gets rid of all those bacteria and poisonous things that are bad for your body. Survivalist information there. Where my doom preppers at. Then we have some of the more obvious things such as fire, water, grass, and electric. Of course, being water putting out fires, fires destroying crops, grass absorbing water, and electricity being even more deadly when water is around due to its conductivity. Fire beats steel because you can think of blacksmithing and metalworking. Water beats steel from things such as rust occurring, and electric is resistant to steel because electricity travels through metal, Most elemental attacks don't hurt dragons, as the creatures of myth are known to be of water, fire, and things of the sort. You have the water serpents and your dragons who breathe fire and things like that. Whereas fairies, another mythical creature, end up defeating dragons just on a mythical basis. You fight magic with magic. And then steel, think of this like silver tipped blades actually beat fairies and poisons as well. The world of Pokemon is incredibly interesting, and I'm sure we could go all day with these typings, but I'll leave the rest up to you to discover. Let me know in the comments any associations you made with Pokemon types, and stay tuned for the next Pokemon More to the Lore, discussing some of the most unique Pokemon names. Until next time, thanks for watching, and be safe out there.